Hello there. So I'm back and I've got some interesting makeup and my flower crown that I got for Halloween of 2017. So today I'm doing a story time, and I don't really film story times ever, but today I decided why not, because I was bored, really bored, and I'm avoiding my run that I have to go on. And yeah, so today's story time. I don't ever film story times, but I'm thinking of doing them because I honestly have a few interesting stories in my life. So yeah. So this story time is about a guy that I had to call the cops on because he was cyber harassing me. So yeah, I don't really know if this is going to be interesting or not, but I'm going to try my best. Close the door. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so basically, how do I start a story time? Basically, I was on Tinder and I linked my Instagram in the Tinder bio for whatever reason, and a bunch of guys followed me like from Tinder on Instagram. That was not a fart, that was my foot cracking. So one of the guys that did that was this guy named Max, and Max followed me on Instagram after I deleted Tinder for whatever reason. I'm always re-downloading it and then deleting it and then re-downloading it. I don't know why, but I do. So he followed me on Instagram, and from the get-go he was really weird to talk to. He texted in a very weird way, very like almost, what's the word? Almost like aggressively and very needy. He came off as very needy and frantic. That's a good word. It was very frantic and like spam texting. Definitely the definition of spam texting, like messages over and over and over and over. So yeah, I noticed that from the start, but I gave him a chance. I looked at what he looked like, and honestly, I was not impressed. But honestly, I don't really know why I kept talking to him. But we did. And then he started doing really irritating things, like he would call me at random times, and I would not answer, but it was him calling. Just really weird times, like very invasive. He would comment on my Instagram pictures things like, "I'm so happy we're dating." Meanwhile, we hadn't even met in real life. And he would just really, really irritatingly spam text me. I don't know why I gave him my number. I just give my number out really freely, and it's not a good idea. I've learned that time and time again. So, anyway, we were going to, again, I don't know why the hell I even got to this point of letting myself possibly even do this, but we were getting to the point where like, maybe we'll meet up for coffee or something. And this was after I was irritated by him, so it's like, yeah, sounds good. So we were planning on doing it. Plans fell through. Like, probably wasn't even gonna go anyway. But the plans fell through, of course. And after that, he just started getting even more like annoying and possessive and aggressive and paranoid and all this kind of stuff, and just really irritating. Like, not the way you're supposed to text somebody before you even meet them. Just very, very aggressive and weird and frantic. So let's fast forward. So then he came in the blue and told me he was 17. I thought that he was at least 18, and even then I don't like dating 18-year-olds because I just don't really like dating anybody that's under 19. Because I've done that a few times and I hated it. So, he told me he was 17. And at the time I was 19, so I'm just like, oh, I did not know this. And your Tinder did not say you were 17. This is new information to me. So, I blocked him. And yeah, because that's like something I do a lot. I just block guys. And I know it's terrible. I ghost them. But whatever. I made another video on that explaining myself. So you can go watch that on my other channel if you want. But I blocked him. And he kept finding me again and again and again, like 4 times with a phone number. So he kept finding me and texting me, which I blocked and blocked and blocked him. And he also made 2 more Instagram accounts that I blocked as well and trying to contact me on there. So it was just a reoccurring thing over a span of about a month or whatever. But then I had kind of forgotten about him, and this happened like last weekend, I think. I'd kind of forgotten about him after, like a month. I did not even like really care at all. I didn't care at all. I'd forgotten about him. He was in the past. But he texts me again, finds me again. I'm like, who is this? He's like, it's Max, don't block. Like, if you contact me again, I will get the police involved because I'm obviously blocking you for a reason. Like, I don't want to talk to you. Do you not take a hint? Like, is there something wrong with you? And he got very, 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 very aggressive and started getting hostile. And he sent me a message basically saying that he had contacted my manager at my job because I was stupid enough to tell him where I worked like a month before when we were talking. So apparently he had contacted my manager, told them I had a bad attitude, bad cooperation, terrible service, and just basically left a very bad review about me. And he told me that, and I was about to block him, but that text came through. So I was like, pardon? You did what? This is fucking bad if this is what you are doing, like, because I'm not talking to you. Then he was like, enjoy, bitch. He called me a bitch. And I told him, I'm getting the police involved if you don't explain what you did and exactly what is going on. Like, who do you think you are to do this? Calling me a bitch and shit. And he told me that if I contact him again, he will charge me with much more than harassment or whatever. So, I had enough. I was so irritated, so fucking irritated. Like, who has the right to do this? Fucking contact my manager where I work. Like, that is weird. And I felt creeped out. Like, he knows where I work. What if he's not in his right mind and comes and murders me or something while I'm working? I don't know, right? I don't know what people are capable of. Weirder things have happened, right? So I call the police because it's what I do best. I've had to call the police in the past, like, numerous times. So it wasn't like my first time calling them over a guy either. And I called them, basically explained. It was like 11 o'clock at night. Thank goodness for the police because they pretty much always are open, obviously. So, contact the police, tell them what's happening and all that. I give the police officer the number of this guy and the name and like any information I can give him. I didn't know exactly where he lived. I knew he lived in my city, and just a few other information that I could give him. They had no problem tracking where he lived, because I got a call like an hour later from a police officer saying that they were outside his house and that he was being very difficult with them, was not opening the door for them, was not letting them in. And they had been like calling him and texting him on their phone, like, this is the police, we need to speak to you, like, about me, you know, telling him that this is not okay and it's very serious. So here is the craziest freaking part about this, is that the cop called me and told me that they had found out that he was 15 years old. He was 15. So I was shocked because I thought he was at least 17. And even when I found out he was 17, I blocked him because I have no interest in that. But to know that he was 15 years old, that is fucking creepy as shit and annoying as hell. That he was like going out of his way to like say, call me a bitch and call my manager and all that stupid freaking shit. And he's only 15. Like, you little fucking shit stain. You, like, what kind of parenting have you had? So, yeah, he's 15. And he was even giving the cops a hard time and everything like that. So, that pretty much ended all that harassment and everything like that. He has not tried to contact me again. I think the cops scared him enough. But honestly, you do not, the moral of the story is, you do not know who you are talking to on these websites. Like, he was on Tinder, and you're supposed to be at least 18 on Tinder, but people lie about their age all the time. I mean, when I was 17, I made a Tinder account. That's not that bad, but I mean, I was still in high school. But no, people lie. He was 15, saying that he was 17, and he told me he was in law school and that his mom's a lawyer. So, that was another lie. Anyway, it was just really stupid and a waste of time and a waste of energy. But I hope he learned a lesson that day that you can't mess with fucking girls that way, because, bitch, we're not afraid to get the police involved, so. I even warned him, I've done it to other guys in the past, like, if you don't watch yourself, I will fucking get the police involved, but he didn't listen. He thought I was bluffing. I don't bluff, bitch. I do not bluff. So, yes, that was the story. Haven't heard anything since then, thank goodness. I beg to differ. I don't know why I get myself into these kind of stitches. I need to stop because I've been in a few of these stitches in the past 6 months, and I need to stop, so I need to try and find a way to stop. Yeah, so that was it. Thanks for watching the story time. I don't really know if that was very good or whatever, entertaining, I don't know. Never really done a lot of story times in my past, but anyway,